People are like, oh, well, we had another hurricane, must be global warming. No, it's probably abortion, actually, just being honest.
He's just being honest. And that's right. On Steve Bannon's podcast, War Room, Tucker Carlson claimed that abortions cause hurricanes. Here's the full unhinged rant.
If you're making the case that, sometimes we need to have an abortion, okay. If you're making the case that abortion is an affirmative good, you are evil, you're practicing child sacrifice. And that is exactly what they're doing, as every culture before us has. But to see the Treasury Secretary, that dwarf Janet Yellen, get up and say, you can do your part to help the American economy by killing your child, that's no different than the Canaanites, actually. So if people who don't see that clearly, that's exactly what it is. Worshiping abortion, the killing of kids, not as something that needs to happen, unfortunately, but as something that is good, that's pro-abortion. People, and I have to say, I'm sure I'll be attacked for saying this, but I really believe it. People are like, oh, well, we had another hurricane, must be global warming. No, it's probably abortion, actually, just being honest. You can't do that. You can't kill children on purpose, knowing that you're doing that in exchange for power or freedom or happiness, whatever you think you're getting in return. You can't participate in human sacrifice without consequences. You just can't. Sorry.
Now, it's worth noting that Carlson completely misrepresented Janet Yellen's comments, unsurprisingly. She said in 2022, I believe that eliminating the right of women to make decisions about when and whether to have children would have very damaging effects on the economy and would set women back decades. Also, on that same podcast, Tucker once again reiterated the story about him being allegedly attacked by a demon in his sleep. Cenk, on the abortion front, can you declare once and for all, do abortions cause hurricanes?
Look, if you think abortions might cause hurricanes, that's okay. I'm never going to reach you. You're in la la land. You're in a different reality, and God help you. Yeah, again, mental health counseling. You've lost your mind and you don't realize it. So no, there's a science to how weather patterns form. The scientists have studied it, and at no point in their readings did they get, oh, look at this, Bob, I'm seeing, oh, Dr. Smith, you're never going to believe it. Number of abortions has gone up, and so has the number of hurricanes. Oh, wow. By the way, even if you believe that moronic, ridiculous, lunatic idea, well, you guys just banned abortion in a lot of these states. So why are we getting hit with hurricanes anyway? They hit the red states that were banning abortion. Under your dumbass logic, and I mean Tucker Carlson and anyone else who believes it, wouldn't we get less hurricanes because we now have less abortions because you guys banned it in those states? Are you saying that God maybe is angry that you're doing less abortions? Maybe God's pro-abortion. Now this is when their heads explode. But this clown, Tucker Carlson, just said child sacrifice. Well, a lot of religious texts do have human sacrifice. In fact, the Bible starts out with a child sacrifice where God tells Abraham to kill his first child. Oh, right. Now, he doesn't do it at the end, but that's okay. That's good. Well, first of all, you shouldn't contemplate that. Already we're in dangerous, ridiculous territory. Oh, but wait, child sacrifice. I mean, would God sacrifice his child? Oh, right, Jesus. Okay, you want to go to Numbers 5:11-31? You'll find out that God says that if your wife cheats on you, you should make her drink a toxic potion that the priest will prepare, and the child, if you think it's a child inside of her, will be sacrificed. Go to Exodus 21, where God explains that if you kill a woman, life for a life. If you kill whatever's inside the woman, if she was pregnant, and you cause a miscarriage through attacking her, oh, that's just a small fine. It's no big deal because that's not a life. So the Bible is definitely pro-abortion. I don't care what feelings you catch over that. All of your religious leaders and all of your politicians have lied to you your whole life. And there's human sacrifices all over the Bible. So are you in favor of it or are you against it? God did a human sacrifice, Jesus. So these things are super obvious. But anyway, the interesting part about Tucker Carlson is there's only two possibilities. One is he's just fully lost his mind. Getting fired from Fox News just led him down a rabbit hole, and he's now a full lunatic, right? Should be locked up in a mental asylum. Of course, now very tight with the Trump team. So this is among the lunatics you'll get if Trump wins. Wow, really? And then Trump supporters will ask me, why aren't you voting for Trump? He's the populist. No, he's not. He's a fake populist, and he brings in a circus full of lunatics with him. But I don't think that's what Tucker's doing. I think the other explanation makes more sense, which is that he's the biggest actor, the biggest fraud in all of American media. He makes mainstream media look like they're genuine and empathetic and care about you. So Tucker Carlson doesn't believe any of this. I remember when he was a dyed-in-the-wool member of the establishment. I remember when I was a host on MSNBC, I'd go to these parties in Washington, D.C., and Tucker was the belle of the ball. He would come in his stupid bow tie, remember? He wore a bow tie for most of his career. Why did he wear the bow tie? He was signaling to the establishment and to the rich and powerful, don't worry, I'm one of you. Give me a job, give me power, give me money. And that worked for a long time. Then on Fox News, he realized that his audience was going towards populism and towards conspiracy theories. So he started giving them more and more conspiracy theories. Next thing you know, he takes off the tie. And because now the money is going towards conspiracy theories. So all of a sudden, he's like, oh, the other day he said, I was attacked by demons in the middle of the night. And they gave me a big scratch. Wow. And now abortions are causing hurricanes. Yeah. He's not that stupid or that crazy. He's just trying to find his new scam so that he could trick you guys into giving him more money. That's my take, Jordan. What do you think?
I mean, Cenk, don't forget 1 Samuel 15:3, where God told Saul to go to Amalek and kill everyone, everything that belongs to them. And it's, quote, do not spare them, put to death men and women, children and infants, cattle and sheep, camel and donkeys. When you're talking about everyone like that, sounds a lot like a genocide. And people want to draw those parallels to abortion, which is obviously not the case. But to act like this is just some sacrosanct thing that should never be done by anybody. You should never exercise bodily autonomy because it's tantamount to murder and invoking religion. I mean, you look at a verse like that, for me, it's a non-starter. So look, we talked about with the demon story, this guy is clearly pivoting to some hard right religious play because he thinks that'll be beneficial for him financially. Maybe it's working, but also along these same outlandish claims, the line of these same outlandish claims, he also said that he thinks demons came up with nuclear energy because he doesn't know the human origins of nuclear energy. Again, it's just like, what are we doing here? This is somebody, unfortunately, that some mainstream and even liberal reporters would point to during the Trump years as the sane conservative who's critiquing capitalism and someone who doesn't like Trump. And it's like, I don't think any of that's true. I think he's saying what people want to hear because he knows it'll help him professionally. And this guy is just totally Simon. We've seen that time and time again. You can go all the way back to when he was calling into Bubba the Love Sponge, the shock jock in Florida, that he would call in from his MSNBC office in the 2000s and talk about his female coworkers, their bodies, talk about them sexually. And after he got fired from that show, he stopped calling in after a while. But I mean, you saw really, truly what his character was in those tapes. And I was working at Media Matters at the time when they were uncovered. Just really disgusting stuff.
Yeah. Also today, he said that the people stole his texts, so thereby confirming his texts about Donald Trump were true. Okay. So when he got caught, he said that he loved Donald Trump. But that's not what he said in the text. And so, for example, in one of the texts, he said, we are very, very close to being able to ignore Trump most nights. I truly can't wait. He said, I hate him passionately. I can't handle much more of this. And it goes on and on. So the guy who says he hates Trump passionately is now buddies with Trump. You know why? Because Tucker Carlson is a gigantic liar. What does Tucker Carlson actually think? Money, 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 money. Power, me want power and money. Oh, I hate Trump. Oh, Trump's ass-kissing contest has begun. I love Trump. Oh, I'm a bow tie establishment guy. Give me money. Oh, conspiracy theories. Abortion is causing hurricanes. Ooh, demons are attacking me. Wow. Okay, whatever, dude. Total loser fraud. When Trump loses, this idiot is gonna try to run for president. I hope he gets annihilated politically. And I feel so sorry for you if you believe a word of what this fraud huckster tells you. God, Jesus, please don't be so embarrassing as to believe this obvious fraud, who, by the way, if you're following him, you're almost definitely a conservative, obviously. There are no rational human beings that follow Tucker Carlson. He hates Donald Trump. He admitted today the texts were real. So what part of that is unclear? You think just overnight after the texts were discovered, he's like, oh, I went from hating him to loving him. No, he's lying to you, as he has been his entire career. Thanks for watching The Young Turks. I really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.